Christian Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Make Their Day, 101 Simple, Powerful Ways to Love Others Well, by Karen Ehman, narrated by Susan Hanfield. Publisher's Note: in this audio edition, you will hear references to printables, coupons, and recipes present in the print and ebook formats of the book. Introduction. Let us consider each other carefully for the purpose of sparking love and good deeds. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24. Common English Bible. Ever grow weary of all the bad news? Each time we flip on the evening broadcast, we hear of more turmoil, unrest, poverty, sickness, and devastation. Escaping to social media doesn't paint any prettier of a picture. There our eyes witness a nearly constant scroll of snark and sarcasm, at best. At worst, we see the outright hurling of hate. While complaining to my husband recently about all the ugliness I see, I became convicted that my irritation spilling out verbally really accomplishes nothing. Nothing at all. Perhaps I need to stop talking and start acting instead. In 1907, William Lonsdale Watkinson, an English Wesleyan minister, said something that has been repeated over the years by others, most notably by President John F. Kennedy. The pastor asserted, denunciatory rhetoric is so much easier and cheaper than good works, and proves a popular temptation. Yet it is far better to light the candle than to curse the darkness. Yes, that's it. We need to be lighting candles. This little book is full of 101 simple, yet powerful ideas that I pray will, in the spirit of Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24, spark some love and spur on some good deeds. Consider this your go-to guide as you scatter kindness and shower love on friends, family, faraway loved ones, and even strangers. Let's do our part in outshining the negativity and hatred. Not so others will look at us and think we are oh so humanitarian and utterly amazing, but so they will think of God. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew chapter 5, verse 16, New International Version. It's time we stopped cursing the darkness. Go grab a candle. I'll snatch one too. Together, we can count on God to provide us with a spiritual spark that will enable us to show to the watching world His goodness and glory. In Jesus, Karen. Part 1. In your circle of friends. Encourage one another and build each other up, as you are already doing. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. Try any one of these ideas, some simple, some more involved, to lovingly say, "Thank you for being a friend." 1. A surprise coffee delivery. There's nothing better for a little pick-me-up than a fresh cup of coffee. In order to surprise a friend on a day she might need cheering, or simply to let her know she is seen and loved, show up to her home or place of work with her favorite signature drink from a local coffee shop. In order to make sure that her beverage is prepared exactly as she likes it, the next time the two of you are out to a coffee house, listen carefully when she places her custom order. Then document it in the Notes app on your phone. Then you will be able to surprise her with her preferred drink. I did this for a friend on the day after her only child moved away to college. I knew it would be an emotional day for her. So I delivered a steaming mug of caramel mocha, made extra hot with skim milk and light whip, to her home. She had no idea how I knew what she liked until I revealed that I had saved it in my phone. 2. Team up to tackle a chore. Chores. We all have them, and many times we hate doing them. Whether it is cleaning out the junk drawer and messy closets in your home, or tackling an overdue DIY project, such as stripping wallpaper from the bathroom walls before covering them in a fresh coat of paint. Doing these tasks alone certainly is no fun. Gift a choose a chore coupon to a friend for one 2-hour session, or perhaps one entire Saturday of chore assistance. Your friend names the chore. You will show up, ready to help tackle it. Be sure to fill in the expiration date and the phone number, where your friend can text the code FREE HELP in order to redeem the coupon. On the day your friend chooses, you show up to assist in tackling the task. Bring along a snack and a thermos of something to drink so you can take a break to refresh yourselves. She will be so thankful, not only to have the chore behind her, but also to have such a good friend alongside her in life. 3. Get creative and crafty. For a clever present for a friend, register the two of you for a creative and crafty afternoon of art. There are several options to choose from. You could register to paint on canvas in a beginner's class. You could sign up to make and glaze a piece of pottery, such as a mug or a serving bowl. There may even be places in your area that teach hand lettering or jewelry making. Find a day that works for both you and your friend, then pick her up for the class, and once it is over, treat her to lunch. Using the creative part of your brain not only can be relaxing, but also helps to rejuvenate your mind, making you ready to get back into life and tackle it with gusto. 4. You get my message? Send a message, literally, to a friend, letting her know how much she means to you. Purchase a personal-sized message board, the type that has a felt background with grooves embedded in it, and comes with pre-cut plastic letters that can be used to make messages. Spell out a message such as, "Thank you for being a friend," or "A friend loves at all times," Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17, and then wrap up the board for gifting. This gift will not only deliver a sentiment, but will be a playful, decorative item for her home. Many people also use these to stage pictures for social media. 5. Throw a surprise slumber party. For my 30th birthday, my husband arranged for 2 friends to stage a kidnapping that resulted in one of my most treasured memories. I thought I was going out to a celebratory dinner with my husband. Instead, 2 friends rushed into my house dressed in pajamas and bathrobes, with curlers in their hair. One even used small frozen orange juice containers for her curlers. They made me change into my pajamas, put a blindfold on my eyes, and then whisked me away in their getaway vehicle. I had no idea what was happening. Once we arrived at the destination, I was guided, still blindfolded, into the building. Things were very quiet, but when they told me I could remove my blindfold, I heard a chorus of voices shouting, "Surprise!" I nearly fell over. 30 friends, also dressed in their sleepwear, were at my church in a room with sleeping bags spread all over. There were crazy skits, goofy games, pepperoni pizzas, and other assorted snacks. Several friends had even gotten together to rehearse a cheer they made up, all about me. Karen, Heart of Gold, too bad she is Clap, clap. So old. Think about a friend who would be blessed with a surprise slumber party. Tailor the celebration to her liking. At the time mine was held, I was a cheerleading coach and a youth group leader, so my party ran along those two themes. Of course, you will need somebody to pretend they are actually taking this person out to dinner or an evening movie so that you will be sure she is available. Such a hoot, and so very sneaky. 6. Host a sorta spa party. Are you a bit worn out? Got any frazzled friends? Plan a time of rest, relaxation, and refreshment for all of you by hosting a sorta spa party. Complete with facials, manicures, chocolate, prayer, and reflection, this will renew your spirits and settle your souls. Here are the steps to throwing this pampering party. Create a copy and send out the invitations provided at the end of the book. Gather the following ingredients for the party. A package of hypoallergenic makeup wipes. Tubes of cucumber or charcoal face masks. Be sure to take into account different skin types, dry, oily, sensitive, when purchasing. A few candles scented with relaxing essential oils. Good choices are lavender, eucalyptus, lemongrass, or peppermint. You can also use an oil diffuser if you'd rather not burn candles. Some jars of sugar scrub. A tube of rich, thick, scented hand cream. My favorite is the rose oil one from Trader Joe's. Some nail files and bottles of nail polish in various colors. Assorted chocolates, or even chocolate-dipped fresh strawberries. A few pitchers of ice water. Flavor them by adding in lightly crushed slices of cucumber, wedges of lemon and lime, fresh basil, mint, or rosemary leaves, or fresh blackberries or raspberries. For those who would like a hot drink, set up a coffee and tea bar with some rock sugar, assorted creamers, and bags of tea. Some relaxing instrumental worship music ready to go on your device or sound system. Chilled slices of cucumbers and enough washcloths for each person. If desired, a copy for each guest of Settle My Soul, 100 Quiet Moments to Meet with Jesus by Ruth Schwank and Karen Ehman. Tie a pretty coordinating ribbon around each book and be sure to sign the dedication page to each person. Prepare your home for a time of restful relaxation by lighting lots of candles or starting the oil diffusers and lowering the lights. Provide plenty of comfortable seating and have the music playing softly. Place the chocolates in dishes around the room. About 2 hours before the start time, place the washcloths, dampened slightly with water, in a crock pot on low heat and place the lid on. When guests arrive, gather together and welcome them. Tell them your desire is for them to have a few hours to relax and clear their minds. You may want to begin the time with prayer or by reading a short devotion on rest. Then the relaxing begins. Have the women remove their makeup with the makeup wipes. Then they can each put on their masks and relax for several minutes while the masks work their magic. They can also place cucumber slices on their eyes if they desire. After about 15 minutes, they can use the warmed, damp washcloths to remove the masks from their faces. Next, instead of an actual foot washing ceremony, have the women pair up and take turns scrubbing each other's hands with a sugar scrub, rinsing them in the sink, and then massaging them with the scented hand lotion. Consider it a holy hand rub. If you would like, the person doing the scrubbing and applying the lotion can pray out loud for the woman on the receiving end. Next, the guests can either choose a bottle of nail polish and paint their own nails, or they can paint each other's nails. Be sure to take breaks to enjoy a beverage or some of the chocolates. If you desire to take this party up a notch, you could even provide snacks or a light lunch. When your time is over, send each guest off with her copy of Settle My Soul or another small gift, such as a tube of hand cream, scented candle, or journal and pen. What a fun way to show love to your friends by giving them a little respite from life. 7. Time travel to shop for a nostalgic pick-me-up. For a clever gift for a friend, do a little nosing around. See if you can discover something nostalgic from her childhood that evokes fond memories for her. Then, visit an online auction site, such as eBay, to see if you can locate the item to purchase. I once found a particular small, chunky hardcover book a friend of mine remembered from her childhood. She recalls taking it off her grandmother's shelf often when she would visit and curling up on the couch to read it. When she told me that story one day, I jotted the title of the book down in my notes app so I would not forget. She was thrilled when she opened her gift and didn't even remember telling me that story. Other items that are fun to discover from someone's childhood are board games, vintage magazines with their most loved teenage heartthrob on the cover, retro toys, or trendy objects. Think anything from troll dolls to strawberry shortcake, Tamagotchis to sky dancers. 8. Become a Bible reading buddy. Do you have a friend who has mentioned that she wishes she was more consistent in her Bible reading? Here's a simple idea to help her and also yourself read the Bible on a more consistent basis. Purchase 2 copies of a 1-year chronological Bible. This type of Bible divides the text into 365 readings and has the content laid out in the historic order that the events occurred or that the content was written. Give 1 copy to your friend, along with a little note suggesting that the 2 of you can hold each other accountable to read the Bible every day. You might want to adopt the habit of simply texting each other once you have read the entry for the day. Of course, accompanied with loads of grace for the inevitable days when you won't get it finished. It can help both of you keep on track when you decide to partner together to read God's Word. Note: 1-year chronological Bibles begin with January 1, but you could easily adapt them to start any time of the year by just beginning at the front of the Bible and reading 1 entry per day. 9. It takes 2. Do you have a friend who could use a little getaway from, or perhaps some adventure in, her life? Invite her to partake in an activity with you that requires 2 people. It could be a leisurely trip down a lazy river in a canoe or kayak built for 2. Or perhaps you can take in a relaxing ride on a rented tandem bike as you meander through a large park or nature center, stopping to eat a picnic lunch. If something more fast-paced is up your alley, rent go-karts or even dune buggies if you have a sandy beach in your area where that activity is popular. When your excursion is done, keep with the "It Takes 2" theme as you seek out a little refreshment. Perhaps use a buy one get one free coupon at a coffee house or ice cream shop, or treat your friend to a "You Pick 2" meal at Panera Bread or a similar deal at a restaurant where she gets to choose 2 items from a luncheon menu, such as soup and salad or soup and half a sandwich. 10. Give a lovely Bible time teacup bundle. Super easy to assemble and oh so pretty. Purchase a new Bible or a devotional book. Next, on top of it, place a teacup and saucer, new or from a resale or antique store. In the cup, place a few bags of tea. Tie it all up with a large square of pretty tulle, netting, and secure with some satin ribbon in a coordinating color, fastening it in a big bow on top. Slip an antique teaspoon in the knot of the bow. Your friend can use the items in her time alone with God. You can include a copy of Psalm 105, verse 4, Common English Bible, Pursue the Lord and His strength, Seek His face always, on the tag. 11. Give the starter for a loaf of friendship bread. A friend once gave me some sourdough starter in an antique mason jar, along with a handwritten recipe for a loaf of delicious bread using the starter. I've been hooked on sourdough ever since. Typically, you must keep feeding the sourdough starter, grabbing some out to make a loaf of bread or to divide with a friend. Today, you can purchase sourdough starter online. I use Breadtopia sourdough starter found on Amazon.com. Order yourself a small package of it and let the baking begin. Once your starter arrives, feed it according to directions. When you get enough to give some to a friend, place 1 cup of it in a whimsical or antique jar with a lid. Give it to your friend, along with the instructions for feeding the starter and the recipe for making a loaf of sourdough bread, mentioned later in the book. Encourage your friend to keep the love going by gifting another friend with her own starter in a jar. 12. Say it with candy. Send a sweet and somewhat sassy message using candy and make a friend smile. I first did this for my friend Todd in college. He later became my husband. Purchase a piece of poster board. Then, go to your local candy aisle to purchase several candy bars and other assorted confections whose names will help you create a one-of-a-kind message. You will simply use colored permanent markers to write out your sentiment, leaving spaces to fasten the candy to the poster board. You can affix them with duct tape rolled on the backs of the candy. Here's an example. Please don't label me a nerd and snicker at me for this message. Since you are such a sweet tart, and I adore you to Reese's Pieces, I wanted to take some extra time to wish you mounds of almond joy today. I felt like I hit the jackpot with a payday of $100,000 the day you became my friend. So, take 5 and enjoy a treat from me. Your friendship is truly a lifesaver. Hugs and Hershey kisses, your friend Karen. 13. Give the gift of listening. To encourage a friend, give her the gift of listening. Listening to podcasts and books, that is. Compile a list of your favorite encouraging podcasts. They may be ones on spiritual growth, or they may be just for fun ones that have to do with cooking, home decorating, or DIY projects. They could even be humorous or history-themed. Craft an email with the links to all of these podcasts. In it, also include a digital gift card in the proper amount to purchase a 1 or 2 month subscription to an audiobook site such as Scribd, Kobo, Libro.fm, Audible, or Christian Audio. Send her the email along with a message, letting her know you want her to experience some audible encouragement while she is walking, doing housework, or commuting. Part 2. Within your own family. Look at how good and pleasing it is when families live together as one. Psalm 133, verse 1. Common English Bible. Truth be told, our immediate family members sometimes get the brunt of our bad behavior. Instead of grumpiness, sprinkle a little kindness around your place with any of these ideas, designed to delight your family members. 14. Shower the people you love with love. This is a tradition we have typically done on someone's birthday, but you could try it any time. You might even want to do it on a half birthday, which is 6 months to the day on the calendar year. Those late December babies get tired of competing with Christmas, you know. They'd love to celebrate a half birthday in June. Here's how it works. Everyone in attendance takes a turn sharing one characteristic they really appreciate about the person being showered, or one memory that stands out and attests to what kind of person he or she is. You might say, "I love how fiercely loyal Kaylee is to her friends and family." Or I might mention the time it was evident what a tender-hearted and kind person my husband is when, as we were walking into a restaurant, he stopped to help a man who was trying to cross a snowy street in his wheelchair, but kept getting stuck. In addition to the showering of love, allow the person being encouraged to set the menu for the night, whether it is a homemade chicken pot pie or subs from a favorite sandwich shop. 15. Give God's holy word along with your written words of nostalgia and encouragement. This is a beautiful gift to give to a daughter, but could be adapted for anyone you love. Purchase a wide-margin Bible. They are often called journaling Bibles or note-taking Bibles. At least a year before gifting your Bible for a birthday, graduation, or other special occasion, read through the Bible, making notes in the margins as you do. You might tell how a particular verse was one you clung to when your child was younger. You might point out something you learned about another passage, or mention that a certain section of the Bible is a prayer you are currently praying for the recipient. When she opens her gift, not only will she be receiving a brand new Bible, but it will be full of nostalgic memories and encouraging messages in your very own handwriting. What a treasured gift. 16. Send some lunchtime love. So many of our daytime hours are spent away from those we love the most. How can you reach out when the children are at school, or your spouse eats lunch at an office many miles away? Try this. Pack some unconventional love notes inside their lunches. Get creative. Write, "I'm bananas" for you in Sharpie on the banana peel and tuck it in your child's lunch. Or with a ballpoint pen, write, "Even though we drive each other nuts, I'm glad I married you," on a napkin that accompanies a bag of cashews or almonds placed in your spouse's meal. Or place a sticky note with an encouraging message inside your teen's sandwich container lid on the day of a final exam, secured alongside a favorite candy bar. 17. Hold a modern-day foot washing. One Mother's Day, my husband organized a beautiful gift for me from my 3 children. He had us all meet together in the living room and seated me in a comfortable chair with the rest of the family around me. Then he brought in a basin of warm, soapy water, accompanied by a washcloth, a fluffy bath towel, and a tube of lemon mint lotion. One by one, my children took turns with the washcloth, gently cleansing my feet with the soapy water. Then they dried my feet off with the bath towel and took turns rubbing the aromatic lotion into my feet. As they massaged my feet, they also told me one thing they loved about me being their mom. My eyes began to leak as I heard their caring words. It was my favorite Mother's Day ever. 18. Assemble a book basket. This is a themed idea that is so versatile and always a hit. The first time I saw this fantastic idea was when my daughter received a Laura Ingalls Wilder book basket when she was about 7. In it was a vintage hardcover copy of Little House in the Big Woods. The basket included several items Laura got for Christmas in the early 1870s, as described in that book, as well as in Wilder's later book, Little House on the Prairie. A peppermint stick, a pair of red mittens, a rag doll named Charlotte, her own tin cup, a heart-shaped cake sprinkled with white sugar, a shiny new penny. It was such a clever gift because it encouraged my daughter to read the book so she could play with all of the items in the basket. In the years since, I have given away lots of book baskets to children in our extended family. Some books I have used are Mr. Popper's Penguins, The Tale of Peter Rabbit, and Winnie the Pooh. The Curious George books are also great for this. In one book, he visits a candy factory. In another, he takes a trip to the zoo. In yet another, he makes pancakes. It's easy to come up with items to carry out the theme. Fancy chocolates, candy molds and supplies, animal crackers, gummy bears and a stuffed animal, pancake mix, Turner, maple syrup, and chocolate chips. Don't stop with the children. You can also pick out a book for an adult in your family and round out a theme basket as well. For that relative who lives in a southern state, maybe gift a new southern cookbook, along with a wooden spoon, a new red checkered kitchen towel, some Carolina barbecue sauce, Creole mustard, and Tabasco sauce. Don't forget to tuck in a bag of buttermilk biscuit mix. 19. Here Comes the Bride. Will you be welcoming a new female member to your family through marriage soon? Make her feel welcome by presenting her with a few simple but heartfelt mementos. Have members of the family handwrite some of their famous recipes on cards. On the flip side, tell any stories behind the famous dish. Maybe it is Grandma Lucy's potato salad that was served at every family picnic. Or that pineapple cheesecake Aunt Patty always prepared for Easter dinner. Another thoughtful gift is to get some small picture frames and place in them wedding pictures of family brides from years gone by. Be sure to also give an empty frame in which the new bride can place her own picture. Then, she can display them as a group somewhere in her home. 20. One for the in-laws and outlaws. If you are married and either of your spouse's parents are still alive, send them a card on Mother's Day or Father's Day, letting them know how very grateful you are for how they raised their child. When I did this for my father-in-law, I specifically pointed out character qualities I see in my husband that I also saw in him. I told him the apple didn't fall far from the tree. It was a very meaningful gesture, and he was touched that I took the time to send it. 21. Send Dad some secret messages. It's no secret that kiddos are crazy about Dad. Now tell him. Have members of the family write heartfelt messages to Dad on small strips of paper. These could include memories of special times spent with him or things you love about his personality. Anything goes. Just tell him how much he means to you. Then place these warm reminders in various locations where he is sure to find them. His toolbox, the glove compartment, the plastic tote that houses all the Christmas lights he puts up each year, or his backpack or briefcase. All year long, he will unearth these sentimental messages and smile. 22. The family that camps together has a blast. No need to hop in the car and venture off to a campground. Set up a tent in the backyard and surprise the kids with an overnight in the outdoors. It will be a special staycation they will remember for years to come. For supper, serve hot dogs, sweet corn on the grill, barbecued baked beans, and creamy coleslaw. Make a bonfire if you can, and toast marshmallows. Sing campfire songs and tell stories, or take turns sharing what God has been teaching you lately. Then tuck everyone in and sleep overnight in the tent. In the morning, try your hand at cooking something my father-in-law was famous for: biscuits on a stick. Simply purchase some refrigerated biscuits in a tube. Wrap individual biscuits around a stick that is about 2 inches in diameter. Hold them over a campfire, slowly rotating until they are cooked. Of course, young children should be supervised at all times near an open fire. Pair the biscuits with butter, fruit jam, or peanut butter. Best camping breakfast ever. 23. Start a parent-child or sibling-to-sibling journal. I did this for our daughter when she was in middle school. Purchase a journal to be used between 2 people as a means of getting to know each other better. Both people take turns asking a question or putting forth a discussion prompter. For example, Mom writes to her daughter, "Tell me your earliest memories of our first home. What did the various rooms look like? What can you remember doing most in each of the rooms? What do you remember about our backyard?" She then leaves this out for her daughter, who writes several paragraphs giving her answers. Then, before giving it back to Mom, she flips the page and asks her own question, like, "Mom, tell me about when you first met Dad. What specifics can you remember?" She then leaves it out for her mom, who answers, and starts the process all over again. The same concept can be used between siblings who are old enough to communicate by written word. 24. Say it with flowers on a random, ordinary day. Do you purchase fresh flowers only for anniversaries, birthdays, or Valentine's Day? Why not celebrate your family life with fresh-cut flowers for any and every reason? Instead of just a few times a year, how about most any time of year? Did your 5th grader who struggles with his piano lessons just get promoted to a new level book? Did your preteen daughter land a part in the school play? How about the 5-year-old who slept at Grandma's all night for the very first time? This needn't be expensive. It could be that you grab a bouquet at the grocery store on markdown. Our local market has bouquets regularly on clearance for $2 to $3 that still have several days of life left in them. Be sure to leave a handwritten note with the flowers that says who is being celebrated and why. 25. Throw a flashback family potluck. All right, this is a super cool way to drum up some nostalgia while whipping up a tasty meal for the extended family. Have all the adult children in the family think back on what dishes they remember the family eating and enjoying when growing up. You may come up with culinary delights such as cheesy potatoes, glorified rice, Mom's famous meatloaf, or even that crazy combination of a lemon-lime Jell-O mold made with shredded carrots and chopped celery. From this brainstorming session, come up with a menu plan and assign different people to make the various dishes. Then, hold an old-fashioned family potluck to enjoy these entrees and side dishes from years gone by. This is especially fun to do on Grandma and Grandpa's anniversary, or a birthday party for the oldest living member of a family. 26. The $5 no-holler date night. My husband and I are always on a quest to go out on fun but inexpensive date nights. We might search for bargain coupons on sites that include local businesses sharing buy one, get one free, or percentage off special offers. Those can really help bring the cost down. An idea that takes a little creativity but turns out to be loads of fun is to trek off on a $5 date night. Here's how it works. Use your $5 to grab a beverage for two at a local eatery. It may be a large chocolate malt consumed with 2 straws. Maybe you can score 2 fruit-flavored iced teas when they are buy one, get one half off. Then spend time together just asking questions about life, such as, what was your high point of this past week? What was your low point of this past week? What is one thing you would like to do around the house in the next month? What is one place you would like to go with me in the next month or so? What is one task I could help you tackle in the next week? Is there a particular movie or concert you would like to go to soon? If so, what is it? What is your greatest prayer request at work right now? What is your greatest prayer request regarding our family right now? What is your greatest prayer request in your personal walk with Jesus? Another fun way to use your $5 is to give each person $2.50, then head to a dollar store and split up to do your shopping. Each person must purchase one serious gift for the other with $1 and one gag or joke gift with the second dollar. The remaining 50 cents is to cover the tax. Travel to a park or nature center with some food and drink you have brought from home. Eat your food and exchange your gifts, telling why you purchased them. For example, I might buy my husband a new pack of blue ballpoint pens because he always seems to be stealing mine from my desk drawer. Oops, sorry you had to witness my outburst. I feel better now. Additionally, my husband might buy me a strawberry-flavored lip balm because he remembers me pulling one out of my purse on our very first date. This inexpensive idea forces you to get creative and often brings a smile when the other person sees what you've purchased. Part 3. Throughout your day and around the town. Each of us should please our neighbors for their good, to build them up. Romans chapter 15, verse 2, New International Version. Each week brings a new opportunity to see other people, in your neighborhood, at the store, at work, or in church. Here are some creative ways to show these people some love as you go about your daily routine of life. 27. Notice the necessary people. My very favorite holiday our family ever celebrated wasn't Christmas or Easter. It was a different holiday, Mr. Brown Day. Mr. Brown was our mail carrier on the first street we lived on as a family. He was more than just a mail carrier. He was never too busy to chat with a lonely widow or ask a youngster about his Little League game. He was the neighborhood cheerleader. And he was what I like to call a necessary person, someone who faithfully serves us or helps us get life done. For Mr. Brown Day, our kids purchased a squirt gun for him to use to ward off the neighborhood dogs and a gift certificate to the local Dairy Queen so he could take Mrs. Brown out for a fancy dinner. We baked cookies and poured lemonade. Then we hid inside our front door and waited with party blowers and confetti. "Surprise!" we shouted as we threw open the door. "It's Mr. Brown, best mailman in town. Today is officially Mr. Brown Day." To say he was surprised would be a gross understatement. His heart was truly touched. Days later, he stood on my porch and declared, "I am still not over Mr. Brown Day." His voice cracking, he continued, "You know, I have been a mailman on this street for 33 years, and no one has ever done anything like what your family did for me. Sure, people remember me at Christmas, but no one has ever reached out to me on a random Tuesday afternoon to say they appreciate what I do. Thank you for Mr. Brown Day." When we decide to look beyond ourselves, into the faces of others who serve us faithfully all year, we see God. We have an opportunity not only to greet these necessary people face to face, but to witness God's very image in them. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. Brainstorm what necessary person and image bearer you can bless. Here are a few ideas to get you started. Leave a cold bottle of water, juice, or soda pop, along with a note of thanks, out for a package delivery person on a hot and humid day. On a chilly fall day, take a covered mug of hot cocoa or coffee to a local school crossing guard. When going to the doctor, dentist, nail technician, or hairstylist, take along a home-baked treat and a simple note of thanks for their service to you throughout the year. Leave a bigger tip than usual for a restaurant server, barista, or other such worker, and attach a note of thanks for their faithful service all year long. Run a foil-wrapped paper plate of brownies out to the sanitation worker when the collection truck gets to the end of your driveway. 28. Deliver an unbirthday gift. My mother-in-law has the habit of giving what she calls unbirthday gifts. She will often present someone with a little remembrance on a random, ordinary day. In order to be ready in a blink to give an unbirthday present, she sets up what she calls her general store in her basement. There she houses items found on sale or on clearance, such as jewelry, candles, scented lotions, kitchen gadgets, or home decor. Then, when she decides to declare a day someone's unbirthday, she can grab a gift from her stash. Who in your neighborhood or town might need to have an unbirthday soon? 29. Honoring those who serve. Take some time one day to thank the first responders in your town, law enforcement officials, ambulance EMTs, and firefighters. Take them a platter of wrapped goodies, such as individual snack cakes, small bags of chips or popcorn, and granola bars. If you have kids, have them draw or paint pictures of these hometown heroes, depicting them in their various roles. Be sure to include a note of appreciation for keeping you safe and being ready to help when troubles arise. 30. Touch the heart of a teacher. Being a teacher is a hard and sometimes thankless job. While I'm sure teachers appreciate the apple-themed trinkets often given to them by their students, here are a few original ideas that are certain to touch their hearts. Have your child write a letter to their teacher in their very best penmanship. In it, have them specifically name 3 or 4 things they appreciate about their instructor. Along with the letter, include a gift card to a local coffee house in the envelope. Then the teacher can grade homework while sipping on a tasty beverage purchased with the card. If you have a child in early elementary school, here's a fun end-of-the-year gift or even a birthday or Christmas idea. Quiz your student about their favorite things about their teacher, and also things about the teacher's looks. What color are her eyes? How old is she? How many years has he been a teacher? What do you love most about her? what do you think he does for fun at home? Then, make up a test that has all of the questions on the left-hand side of the paper and all of the answers in random order on the right side. The teacher will need to try to figure out which answers go with which questions. Because of this, make sure you ask several things about colors, numbers, activities, etc., so the answers aren't so obvious, and be sure to include an answer key on the back. The test usually turns out to be hilarious with some of the answers the students give. Tuck the test in an envelope with a gift certificate for something consumable or a service. Ideas include a pedicure gift certificate or gift card to a local bookstore or cafe. 31. Drop off a hug in a mug. Is there a favorite retail worker who seems to go the extra mile? That friendly cashier at the grocery store or the cheerful greeter at the department store who always seems to brighten your day with her encouraging attitude? Choose one of these people and hand-deliver a hug in a mug. Purchase a nice coffee mug, perhaps a pottery one from a local artisan, or something whimsical with a fun saying or quote on it. Inside the mug, place some of the following items: bags of tea or envelopes of flavored hot cocos, some colorful smooth-writing gel pens, some old-fashioned candies, such as Tootsie Rolls, Jolly Ranchers, Bit-O-Honey, Chuckles, or Pixie Sticks. A trial-sized scented lotion, bubble bath, or perfume. Sticks of smoked sausage or string cheese. A gift card to a bookstore, miniature golf course, or other appropriate business. Also include some small slips of paper, each one with a written bit of encouragement about the person, such as, "You always make my day with your bright smile," or, "Your energetic attitude lifts my spirits each time I see you when I enter the store." This hug in a mug recognition for over-the-top efforts on the job will surely be a bright spot in the worker's day. 32. Refresh a weary road worker. My home state of Michigan is well known for its seemingly endless road construction in the summer. Slowdowns and detours abound as the workers try to smooth out the roads that are made fragile and full of potholes by the contrast of our hot and humid summers and then bitter cold winters. Rather than get frustrated when encountering an unexpected stop in a worker zone, which sometimes can last several minutes, roll down your window and hand out ice-cold bottles of water or flavored teas to the workers, served with a smile and accompanied with your verbal thanks for all their hard work. Kindness in the midst of frustration can change the mood of all involved in no time flat. 33. Putting their prayers in a basket. Make sure your coworkers know you care about them and are willing to pray for them, should they desire you to. To facilitate this, have either a small basket or a decorative box with a lid on your desk. Near it, place some sticky notes or note cards and a pen. Co-workers may write their prayer requests and place them in the basket or box. Be sure to do this only if your place of employment allows you to. 34. Document the building of the new neighbor's home. Our neighborhood has a few vacant lots left where people are building new homes and moving into the area from far away. If this is the case for you as well, try this welcoming idea. Take pictures on your phone from the first day they break ground on the new home up until the house is move-in ready. Transfer them onto a flash drive and then surprise the new neighbors when they move in with the pictorial documentation of their home being constructed. Also, take along a loaf of quick bread or a plate of cookies. Think, too, about other places where someone new comes on board: the Little League team, dance studio, church, or local school board. Take a baked good or basket of fresh fruit to welcome the new people and make them feel at home. 35. Bless 'em in the bleachers. Encourage the fellow soccer, baseball, or football moms and dads on the sidelines at a game or practice. If it is during the cool fall weather, show up with a thermos of hot cider and some fresh donuts to enjoy while you watch your kids play. If the season falls smack dab in the middle of a blazing hot summer, try lemonade, iced tea, or even popsicles instead. 36. Dish out some welcome as you wait. Store a tote bag in your car that includes items that might be needed should you and others find yourselves waiting, perhaps at a sporting event that is delayed due to weather. In this bag, place some protein or whole grain fruit bars, small bottles of water, bags of nuts or dried fruits, and a couple of crossword puzzle or brain teaser books, along with a few pens. Sure, you could sit and play on your phones, but if preserving the phone's batteries is a concern, you will still have something to do to pass the time. 37. Create a co-worker sneak-a-snack station. Do you work in an office with co-workers? Be ready in a blink to scatter a little kindness by having a small basket on your desk that will serve as a perpetual stream of treats for any of your co-workers who want to sneak one. Look for after-season sales or clearance bins at the store to purchase individual bags of trail mix, nuts, dried fruits, salty snacks, or candies. Or maybe try some old-fashioned bubble gum, and you could have a bubble-blowing contest when the boss isn't looking. Shh. 38. Spread a little love to those at the crossroads. Put together a few individual bags that you can hand out when you see people asking for help at an intersection. Include some protein-packed snacks, such as nuts or meal replacement bars, a gift card to a fast food chain that is likely within walking distance, a trial-sized package of tissues, some personal hygiene wet wipes, and some confections that will not melt, such as hard mints or fruit-flavored or butterscotch candies. You can also include a booklet with the Gospel of John or a tract that explains the way of salvation through Jesus. 39. Doing good toward those who govern. Bless those in your local government or church governing body by taking a platter of goodies to the local school board, church staff, or deacon meeting, or city council assembly. You can use store-bought treats, or take some time to put together a tray of veggies and dip, or a platter of fresh fruit. For a yummy and easy dip to include with the fruit, simply blend together 7 ounces of marshmallow fluff and 8 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. Store in the fridge until ready to serve, then let it come to room temperature. So easy, but so scrumptious. Part 4. Across the miles or through the screen. I hope to see you soon, and we will talk face to face. 3 John chapter 1, verse 14. At times, we find those we love the most dwell far away. Don't let the distance be a deterrent. You can still show love to those across the miles when you're armed with ideas and a healthy dose of ingenuity. Here are some to get you started. 40. The Ministry of the Mailbox. Enact some ministry of the mailbox. Resurrect the virtually forgotten art of handwriting using paper or note cards. Send a handwritten note of encouragement to a faraway friend or family member, mentioning at least one thing you appreciate most about them. Slip a bag of tea in the envelope for them to enjoy while reading your letter. Those who are homebound or who reside in assisted living are especially grateful for such snail mail. Or if there is a child in your life who gets overly excited about receiving something in the mail, make it a point to occasionally mail him or her a little surprise, such as a coloring book and pencils, or a new joke book. You can even purchase a puzzle and mail just a few adjoining pieces per week. After several trips to the mailbox, the child will have all the components to complete the puzzle. 41. Share in secret and set off a chain of kindness. Share in secret, also as part of the ministry of the mailbox. It's a breeze. Anonymously, mail 2 $5 coffeehouse gift cards to someone, with instructions to use one to treat herself and to give the other away anonymously, paying it forward. Shh, don't reveal who started the chain of kindness. 42. Throw a digital surprise party. Oh, this is a fabulous one. Can't all be together in person to celebrate someone with a surprise birthday, anniversary, or retirement party? You can throw a digital surprise party on Facebook instead. Create a secret Facebook group and invite guests to be a part of it, making sure to tell them not to say anything to the guest of honor. Once the members have joined the group, let them leave their well wishes, sentiments, fun memories, or pictures in the secret group. Then, finally, on the big day, invite the guest of honor to join the group. There, they will be able to scroll through to see all the love and happiness in their very own digital surprise party. 43. Send a cute couple a $10 date night. For the anniversary of a couple you know, mail a $10 date night. Send a card with a $10 bill enclosed. Include a list of questions on some colorful paper. These are designed to initiate conversation on their night out. List questions like, tell about the first time you noticed or met each other. What details can you remember? Or, what would be your idea of the perfect getaway weekend just for the two of you? Or, tell each other the 5 things you most appreciate about the other's personality. They can then take the questions and the $10 and go on a date to enjoy a beverage, split an appetizer, or grab dessert to discuss their questions and answers. 44. Build a bang-up playlist. Is there a faraway friend or family member who likes to listen to music while exercising? Or perhaps he or she loves to use worship music while spending time alone with God? Or maybe there's someone who has hit a rough time in life and could use some encouragement or even a little relaxation. Utilizing your favorite music app like Pandora, Spotify, or even YouTube, create a customized playlist just for this person. Then share the list along with a typed-out prayer for the person written from your heart. 45. Scatter some love, sow some seeds. For a friend who has moved away, send a handwritten letter or thinking of you greeting card, along with a pack of perennial forget-me-not seeds. When they bloom each year, your friend will remember you. Or send a pack of wildflower seeds to your faraway grandchildren or nieces and nephews, along with a note that says, "I'm wild about you." Is there an across-the-country family member who loves to get up early and spend time with God? Send this person a packet of morning glory seeds slipped inside a new devotional book. 46. Make it a movie night. Gather everything needed to ship a movie night in a box. First, purchase a gift card to an on-demand movie site such as Netflix or Redbox. Inside the box, include microwave movie theater-style popcorn and old-fashioned movie house candies like Junior Mints, Sugar Babies, Dots, or Whoppers. Include some fuzzy socks or a cozy throw blanket for them to snuggle in as they enjoy the show. 47. Create a handmade craft fashioned with heartfelt prayers. I have been the recipient of a few lovely gifts that were crafted in the most inspiring way. The first was a hand-thrown pottery mug I received at a conference where I was a guest speaker. It wasn't just special because of the lovely shades of blue and mustard gold that made up the pottery. It was so dear to my heart because the potter who made it spent time praying for me the entire time it was being shaped and fashioned. The event coordinator had given the potter my name and a list of prayer requests based on some things she saw on my social media accounts. Still today, whenever I use that mug, it makes my heart smile. The second such gift was a prayer shawl that was fashioned by several women at a church where I spoke. The women took turns working on crocheting the shawl, and as they did, they prayed for me and my family. You may not be able to make a mug or crochet a shawl, but you could purchase a craft that you are capable of completing, such as an embroidery piece done with printed canvas, or maybe some handmade gift cards. As you work on the craft, pray for the person you will send it to. Then, when you package it up, include a handwritten note mentioning the things you prayed about concerning the person as you made the piece. This handmade craft, fashioned with heartfelt prayers, is sure to speak volumes of love. 48. Throw an on-screen celebration. Can't get together for a friend or family member's birthday because everyone is scattered across the country, or maybe even across the world. Use an online meeting platform such as Zoom, GoToMeeting, or Teams to throw a virtual party. Everyone can provide their own beverages and food to eat during the bash. Then take turns sharing your greetings and well wishes to the guest of honor. You can even play some party games. A simple one is to come up with a list of items they must gather from their homes during a virtual scavenger hunt. Come up with 10 categories such as something that begins with the letter Q, your most unique kitchen utensil, or something that was handed down to you. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Everyone will dash off to find their items and then return to their screens as fast as possible. Once the time is up, take turns having everyone share the items they gathered and give a digital gift card to the person who got the most items in the quickest time. 49. Let them eat cake or drink coffee. Is someone across the mile sitting with a loved one at the hospital? Or even spending time at the bedside of someone passing away in hospice? Find out the address of the medical facility, along with the room number they are in. Then, using a food delivery service, arrange to have a cake, platter of cookies, or other such food sent to the room. It might be best not to make it a main meal that needs to be kept hot. When my own father was in hospice last year, my friend Nikki treated all of the nearly half-dozen family members who were in the room to an assortment of lattes and hot cocos. It was a little bright spot in an otherwise dark day, and it meant so much to have her perform such a kind gesture, even though she lives 5 states away. You can also do something similar by taking a screenshot of your Starbucks payment code from your app and sending it to them to use to order drinks at their local Starbucks. 50. Hold a study and share summer. For several years, my friend Mary, who lives 2 states away from me, has joined me for a summer Bible study. Since many women's Bible studies at churches take a break during the summer, we decided to hold a long-distance study with just the 2 of us. We took turns each summer choosing a study that we thought both of us would like. Most of them had a format with 5 days' worth of lessons for each week. We completed the homework on our own during the week. Then each Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock, we would jump on the phone to discuss the lessons. Sometimes there were video sessions that went with the studies. If you decide to do one that does include a video component, you can either both purchase the videos and watch them by yourselves before you meet on the phone, or view it together using FaceTime. If you do this option, make sure that if you purchase the videos digitally rather than on DVD, you purchase them at the group rate rather than the individual rate. This summer study will become a time you look forward to each week because not only will you be learning more about God, but you will be discovering more about your long-distance friend, knitting your hearts together as sisters in Christ. 51. Create a clever wallpaper graphic. A simple idea to brighten the day of a long-distance friend or family member is to make some wallpaper for his or her phone. Locate a picture of the 2 of you. Using a graphics editing app such as PicMonkey or Canva, add a Bible verse, favorite quote, or funny saying that is a private joke between the 2 of you. You can even add a colored background or whimsical border. Make sure you create it in the size intended for a lock screen or home screen of a phone. The app should have this information for you. Then email or text your creation to your friend to save and set as the wallpaper on his or her phone. Each time your friend unlocks the phone screen, he or she will see it and remember you. Note, you could also use the same apps to make a screensaver for the computer. 52. Dig into your past to unearth an impactful person. Using social media, track down a former teacher, church worker, or employer who made a lasting impression on you. Leave a post on this person's wall with a specific memory you have, and not only how it impacted you then, but how it has contributed to the person you are today. Thank the person for pouring into your young life. As an added bonus, post a picture you may have of the 2 of you from back in the day.